I just recently picked up the Insta360 Luna Ultra, and Insta360 is really wanting this to be the ultimate pocket camera. And with their dual lens system, iLog, and being able to record 8K video, it just might be that. However, it has to compete with my iPhone 17 Pro, which is truly a pocket camera that I always carry with me. And this thing is absolutely spec'd out, and its biggest feature is definitely going to be Apple Log 2. So how will the iPhone 17 Pro compete with the Insta360 Luna Ultra? Well, that's what this video is about. So let's not waste any time and just go ahead and get into an image quality side-by-side comparison between these two devices. Now, this is going to be filming at the highest quality mode that both of these cameras are capable of in 10-bit. Now, you'll notice that I'm not labeling which camera is which because I want you guys to tell me which one do you guys think is the iPhone and which one do you think is the Luna Ultra. Now, I would wager that you could probably tell which one is the iPhone because in my opinion, sometimes the image that you get off of the iPhone, especially utilizing Apple Log 2, is just really good. Surprisingly good even for how small the sensor is inside this thing. And that's not to say that the image coming off the Luna Ultra is bad. And honestly, I think it looks fairly decent, but I do think that the iPhone 17 Pro image just generally has a little bit more of a pleasing image. That being said, with the Luna Ultra, it has the distinct advantage of being a pocket gimbal. So you have a really awesome stabilized device that allows you to get much more dynamic shots much easier than filming on something like an iPhone. The iPhone does have an action mode, and that's what you're looking at right now. You have an action mode compared to just a regular gimbal, but you do have to lower the resolution if you go into the action mode. So there's a bit of a trade-off there. I cannot believe how full this lake is, by the way. I come out here all the time. We've had 4 straight weeks of rain. It's been very difficult to film, but normally I can literally walk out there like a good 200 feet or so. So this is kind of crazy. But anyways, back to this. One of the distinct advantages that the iPhone 17 Pro is going to have over the Insta360 Luna Ultra is, of course, the fact that we have multiple built-in lenses. This is really great because it's going to give you a lot of variety in terms of the different shots that you can get, whether you need a wide shot or all the way up to a telephoto. However, the Insta360 Luna Ultra is kind of one of those first pocket cameras that is addressing this issue, giving you a dual lens setup. So you have a standard wide lens, but you can also do up to a 6x optical zoom and then a 12x digital zoom on top of it, giving you a lot more flexibility than we've ever really had in a pocket camera. That is really exciting. Of course, these days there's a lot of accessories now for iPhone and for the Insta360 Luna that you can attach external lenses. My favorite one has to be this 1.55x anamorphic for the iPhone by Freewell. This thing is incredible, and it just allows you to get much more beautiful footage with something like an iPhone, and the iPhone has a built-in D-squeeze feature allowing you to preview what your anamorphic footage is actually going to look like while you're filming, which is fantastic. With the Luna Ultra, the front of this thing is magnetic, so you can drop on these little lens filters and things like that. This one right here is a wide angle lens, and I particularly like a wide angle lens because they have this really awesome neck mount. So it kind of sits right here in the middle of your sternum, allowing you to get these really cool first-person perspective shots. So both cameras really do have a lot of lens variety. It's gonna come up to you as to whether or not, as of right now, the Luna Ultra has enough lens variety to compete with the iPhone, which you are already carrying in your pocket. Now, obviously, one of the best features when it comes to the Insta360 Luna is this flip around screen, allowing me to actually see myself and compose a shot while I'm vlogging. This is something that is extremely difficult on the iPhone if you're wanting to use those better rear back cameras, which I do. You're just kind of guessing. You hold it out in front of yourself and you're like, maybe this is framed right. And on the ultra wide, usually you're framed okay, but the confidence that this gives me is so nice. Additionally, the thing about the Insta360 Luna screen specifically is that the screen is removable. This is particularly great because if I want to go ahead and have this camera set down somewhere for a static shot, and then I can use this little thing to actually compose my shot remotely and hit record, trigger tracking. This is a great solo feature, and it's a huge leg up, in my opinion, over something like the iPhone if you're gonna be filming yourself. Another issue also with the iPhone is that you know, if you're gonna be filming in Apple ProRes or even Apple RAW, which I don't really do, but if you are, you're gonna need some sort of external storage. So I have this little dongle. There's better solutions, but this is what I do because typically I just record internal into the internal storage, but eventually you run out of space. It's a whole thing. Whereas on something like the Insta360 Luna Ultra, of course, you actually have built-in storage, which is great, similar to my iPhone, but you also can insert directly in micro SD cards. So internal storage or storage solutions for the Insta360 Luna, it's just a lot more convenient. Now, the most unique feature about the Insta360 Luna Ultra over my iPhone is of course going to be that, yes, the screen can detach, but also it can subject track. So as I move around the screen, I have enabled it on this little device right here. It'll track along with me. Now I can adjust the composition if I want to. So if I want to be framed on, let's say, the left-hand side of the frame, or maybe I want to zoom in. So let's go ahead and zoom in one. Now I am framed on the left-hand side of the frame. And additionally, I am zoomed in and it's still able to track along with me. A feature like this, I feel like, let me go ahead and center this back up because I prefer center framing. A feature like this is definitely amazing if you're going to be filming on your own, especially compared to something like an iPhone. Now, obviously, when it comes to filming vertical content on your iPhone, I don't know that I need to explain this to you, but you just kind of like rotate it up and boom, you're shooting vertical content. In fact, it almost feels more like it was made for filming things like this versus things in more of a traditional landscape mode. 4K, it's gonna do all the same things. Filming in vertical content when it comes to a phone, pretty straightforward. On something like the Luna Ultra, it is slightly different. So when you actually flip the screen, now you're in vertical mode, which is very satisfying. Although, to my surprise, it does limit you to a 3K resolution, which I found surprising because this thing can film in 8K. So you think if you'd switch from a landscape then to a vertical frame, it would be able to at least do a 4K vertical, but for some reason, it doesn't. There is a second way to film vertical content, however, and that's just to do this. And it does say true vertical shooting mode enabled. So yeah, this is, I guess, how they're intending for you to be able to film in vertical. And if you do it this way, you can film up to 8K vertical frame. So a little bit silly, but technically this one has the higher resolution in vertical mode. But if we're being honest, I feel like this is how I would use it, and everything you're gonna upload to social media is 1080p anyways. So I don't know, vertical mode when it comes to the Insta360 Luna Ultra is, like I said, a little convoluted. This is probably my biggest annoyance when it comes to filming with iPhones ever, is that if you're filming at night and there's any lights in the background at all, you're going to see these disgusting green flares, and overall the footage at night just kind of looks whatever to me on iPhone. Now with the Luna, I did shoot in the pure video mode, so that's what you're seeing right now. That being said, I did see one of those green flares pop up in the Luna footage, which was a little bit surprising. So I'd have to do more testing with this thing at night to see if this is going to be a critical problem, but the fact that I see it at all is a little bit concerning. A huge advantage, of course, with the iPhone over my Luna Ultra is, of course, going to be that this thing is pretty dang durable. I mean, it's less durable now that it's made of aluminum instead of titanium, whole thing with iPhone, but it is waterproof, or at least fairly waterproof. So I have no problem putting this thing in water. I've actually taken it completely underwater, although I was struggling to find any footage from that for some reason. I did lose a bunch of iPhone photos, but you can take this thing just straight up underwater. Whereas the Luna, while it isn't necessarily like fragile specifically, I really wouldn't feel comfortable with it in any sort of like real rain or real weather. So that's something you're gonna have to keep in mind between something like the iPhone and something like the Luna. I'm not sure how many of you guys wanna vlog in the rain, but if that's something that could happen, the Luna may give you just a lot more issue than something like an iPhone, which is really durable. So at the end of the day, which one is better? The Insta360 Luna Ultra, a really awesome, convenient pocket gimbal, or the camera you always have with you, in this case, the iPhone 17 Pro? I don't know, I think it's actually kind of a toss-up. I think if you have the spare change, something like this is actually just extremely useful if you're going to be filming any sort of social media content at all. I know the vertical feature being only 3K is a little bit of a disappointment, but the tracking feature on this thing is honestly incredible. And then of course, this this detachable screen, it just really feels like kind of a game changer in terms of pocket style cameras. That being said, if this is going to be a little bit of a harder purchase for you financially, there's nothing wrong with an iPhone. If you can it's like, oh, I can only buy one of these, upgrade my iPhone, or get something like this, the iPhone's gonna serve you just fine. Just find yourself some sort of a little tripod and you can definitely film some amazing stuff with this. I think that the Luna is just going to make things a little bit more convenient. So it's really up to you. Let me know what you guys think between these cameras. I'm curious to hear kind of what your thoughts are on these things. I hope that you all have a fantastic week. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.